Hi, I'm Kate Basi, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my journey in ministry, how I got started, and how I became all of this. I would say that a defining moment in my music ministry would be when I came back to it. After in high school, I got very burned out on doing music because I could sing and I played the flute. And at my small rural parish, they said everybody could sing and not everybody could play the flute, and so I was only ever allowed to play the flute, and I was really tired of being only the flute player. And so I went to school to study music and refused to be involved in music ministry for the next 3 years. But after a bad breakup, I decided that I was being called to go back to that ministry. And so in the fall of my fourth year of college, I joined a choir at the Newman Center in Columbia, Missouri. And I say, when I talk to people, I say that I fell in love twice that fall, once with my husband and once with pastoral music, because that was where I learned how beautiful and how moving it could be to be part of an ensemble that consisted of many, many instruments and singers all working together and doing really great music. And I met my husband. Just wanted to make sure that gets in there. The person who was the most influential to me in that ministry was Joe Kuba, who was the director of music and liturgy at the Newman Center in Columbia. He recognized that I had a gift and that he wanted to nurture it, and he made sure that I started going to NPM conventions, and he got me singing. It didn't even occur to me that I could sing, and he started asking me to sing psalms and things, and it just really set me off, and suddenly one day I started writing music. One of the things that was the most powerful to me and it began when I started at the Newman Center, but I didn't realize how profoundly it would impact me until later, was that music done well could really make you examine your conscience and look at the world and your faith in a different way. And that was Rory Cooney's "We Will Serve the Lord" that really lit that fire in me and got me thinking about faith in the real world in concrete ways. I was also writing for magazines, and my editor used to talk to me about where the rubber hit the road for the faith. And those two things were really weaving together the way that the texts of the music could impact how you practice your faith, and that idea of really focusing on the concrete faith in the real world. And then my daughter was born and had Down syndrome. And in the months while I was adapting to that new reality, I realized how all of those things came together and started to see how that idea of concrete faith in the real world was really messy and a lot harder than we ever wanted to acknowledge it. And that ended up sparking and inspiring the ministry that I do now, which I call Intentional Catholic, which is about really grappling with the hard things in life. And all of that came out of my music ministry. I would like to tell the next generation of liturgical musicians, the young people coming up, that we need you, we want you here, there's room for you and for the music that speaks to you. And if you run into obstacles, keep looking and tell people that you're frustrated, and we'll help you find someone who can find you a place, because we want you to have a place. The thing about music ministry that I most value is that I've always said that life keeps getting better. And I did not fit in at all in middle school, and I didn't really fit in high school. And when I got to college and started studying music, I went, here are my people. And then I got into liturgical music and I went, oh wait, no, here are my people. And then I got into composing and I started meeting the composer friends and I went, here are my people. it's like God will take us to the place where we will find the people who will accompany us on our journey, and music ministry gets you there.